Good day and welcome. I'm Stefan with Trending Update USA, and today we bring you a major sports update involving the Philippines' brightest tennis star, Alexandra Eala. In the Suzhou Open, a tournament that had promised much for her Asian swing, Eala unfortunately saw her campaign come to an abrupt end. The young Filipina, known for her fighting spirit and ability to thrive under pressure, bowed out after a heartbreaking defeat where she was blanked in a deciding tiebreak. For fans who had hoped to see her push further into the draw, it was a difficult moment. But as always in sports, there are lessons, growth, and future opportunities to look forward to. Alexa entered the Suzhou Open with plenty of momentum, riding on the confidence of her earlier results in the Asian swing. The tournament, part of the WTA 125 circuit, has often served as a platform for rising stars to test themselves against seasoned professionals. For Eala, it was another chance to assert herself as one of the most promising young talents on the tour. She carried with her the hopes of Filipino fans who have rallied behind her every step of the way as she seeks to carve a lasting place in the history of the sport. The match that ended her campaign was one filled with tension and drama. From the very beginning, both players battled fiercely from the baseline, trading heavy ground strokes and testing each other's resolve. Eala showed flashes of her signature forehand power, and her court coverage once again drew praise. But as the sets unfolded, it became clear that this would not be a straightforward match. It went all the way to a deciding set. And when the tiebreak came, the crowd expected one of her trademark comebacks. Instead, the moment belonged to her opponent. Eala struggled to find rhythm, and in the cruelest twist of fate she was blanked, unable to register a single point in the breaker. Losing in such a fashion is always painful for an athlete and for a competitor as driven as Eala. The result will sting. A tie break can often come down to fine margins. One misra, one mistimed shot, or even nerves in the critical moments. In this case, her opponent seized the opportunity with confidence. While Eala appeared to falter, it's a reminder of just how unforgiving the sport can be at this level. In tennis, a single point can shift the momentum. And when the tie break slipped away, so too did her hopes of advancing deeper in Suzhou. But despite the disappointing end, there is much to unpack and appreciate about Eala's journey in this tournament. She continues to demonstrate resilience, adaptability, and growth in her game. Facing experienced opponents in back-to-back tournaments is no easy feat, yet she has proven she belongs on the stage. Even in defeat, she is gathering lessons that will shape her as she continues climbing the WTA ladder. Every setback is an opportunity to reflect, improve, and prepare for the battles ahead. And Eala has shown time and again that she uses her losses as fuel for greater comebacks. Fans across the Philippines and abroad reacted with both disappointment and pride. Social media platforms lit up with messages of encouragement as supporters reminded Eala that every athlete, even the greatest champions, faces days where the result doesn't go their way. Many praised her fighting spirit throughout the match and highlighted the importance of seeing a Young Filipina competing at such a high level on the international stage. 4. Filipino tennis enthusiasts. Her participation in events like Suzhou is not just about wins and losses. It's about representation, inspiration, and progress for the sport back home. From a technical perspective, analysts noted that Eala's serve, while improving, still remains an area of focus. Against top-tier players, holding serve consistently is essential, especially in the pressure-filled moments that define close matches. Her forehand remains a weapon, but she will need to further develop her ability to dictate points with variety, mixing in slices and drop shots to disrupt opponents' rhythm. The Suzhou loss underlines the importance of playing not only with aggression but also with tactical flexibility when the stakes are highest. A's coach Joan Bosch has emphasized the importance of patience in her development. At just 19 years old, Eala has already achieved milestones that many players spend years chasing. She has broken into the top 60 of the WTA rankings, won a WTA 125 title, and competed against some of the biggest names in the sport. Losses like the one in Suzhou, while frustrating, are part of the process of becoming a complete player. Each setback offers insight into what must be improved and where adjustments can be made. Her team knows that building a career is about long-term growth, not short-term frustrations. The Asian swing continues to be a critical part of Eala's season. After Suzhou, attention quickly turns to the larger tournaments that await, including the possibility of competing in higher-level WTA 500 and WTA 1000 events. These tournaments will expose her to even tougher opponents and provide even more opportunities to test her game. The loss in Suzhou could serve as a motivating factor, pushing her to train harder, focus more on key aspects of her game, and approach upcoming matches with renewed determination. 4. The Philippines. Eala's journey continues to inspire. Every match she plays on the international stage raises the profile of tennis in the country. Young players now have a role model they can look up to, someone who proves that Filipinos can compete at the highest level of the sport. Sports development experts often stress the importance of visible success stories to inspire the next generation, and Eala embodies that perfectly. Her story is about more than just tennis. It's about national pride, representation, and the idea that dedication can break barriers. Even as we analyze this particular loss, it's important to view it in the broader context of Eala's career. Tennis careers are long journeys, filled with ups and downs. Many of the sports legends face similar heartbreaks early in their careers, only to come back stronger and wiser. Being blanked in a tiebreak may be a bitter pill to swallow, but it's also an experience that can build resilience. It tests character, forces reflection, and strengthens resolve. For Eala, it could very well be the kind of loss that shapes her into an even tougher competitor moving forward. Looking ahead, her focus will likely shift toward preparation for upcoming tournaments. Training sessions will be intense, with particular emphasis on tightening her serve and building consistency in high-pressure moments. Mental conditioning will also be critical, as overcoming the sting of a Defeat requires psychological strength. Her team will ensure that she enters her next tournaments not weighed down by disappointment, but motivated by the desire to bounce back. Eala's fans will continue to rally behind her. From Manila to Madrid, from local courts in the Philippines to international tennis centers, the support for her journey is palpable. Social media hashtags celebrating her efforts trend whenever she plays, showing the pride her country feels regardless of the outcome. The messages from her supporters reflect a shared understanding. This is only the beginning and the best is yet to come. Sports, after all, are about stories. And Alexandra Eala's story is far from over. The Suzhou Open chapter may not have ended as hoped, but it is only one part of a much larger narrative. Her growth as an athlete, her determination to succeed, and her representation of the Philippines on the global stage make her journey one worth following closely. For every setback, there will be comebacks. For every loss, there will be victories. That is the nature of sports, and that is the promise of Alexandra Eala. As we reflect on her latest tournament, we also look forward with anticipation. The road ahead is filled with challenges, but it is also filled with opportunity. Eala has shown she can compete with some of the best, and now it's about building on that foundation. Whether it's in the next WTA 1000 event, a future Grand Slam, or another WTA 125, she will continue to carry the hopes of her nation and the admiration of fans worldwide. And that brings us to the close of today's coverage. This has been Stefan with Trending Update USA, bringing you the latest on Alexandra Eala's journey. Though her Suzhou Open campaign ended in heartbreak with a blank tiebreak, her story remains one of resilience, growth, and promise. Stay tuned as we continue to follow her next steps on the WTA Tour and beyond.